Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is December the 23rd, 2018. Strong hand. Offended by selling. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Be a unique beast. Unconfiscatable. Check out all the links below. You can check out This Week in Bitcoin on Friday. UK Bitcoin Master was on. Udi Wertheimer and Peter McCormick. We had a blast. Yes, no Americans but the Meister were on it because it was at that kind of time, early in the morning. And we're going to keep on having early in the morning shows now that I am in Israel, or at least it'll be early in the morning back in the United States. So you'll get all sorts of different guests. Also, check out yesterday's show, Beyond Bitcoin. We talked about all sorts of interesting subjects. So speaking of Israel, and I'm in Tel Aviv, when I was at synagogue on Saturday morning, a guy helped me out saying the Kaddish. He noticed he noticed I was doing the Kaddish. So we talked afterwards, and he asked me what I was, what I did, and I talked about Bitcoin. I brought up Bitcoin, of course I bring up Bitcoin. So this guy's like, yeah, man, I bought some XRP. I was like, oh my God. And he said he got burnt on the XRP. I'm like, dude, it's centralized. It's so much different than Bitcoin. He said, oh yeah, I know that. And he did know that. He said, I know it's centralized. He's like, I thought the banks were going to use it and that it was going to be big. So it's unfortunate that people are getting into this sheer speculation, getting into other coins, hoping they're going to be the next Bitcoin, but being the next Bitcoin in terms of price going up in an insane way. Because he admittedly knows that XRP is centralized, that XRP deals with banks, but he just thought, oh, no, the banks are going to use it. That means it. So, Pete, let me tell you something. If you're getting into this because you're a fan of banks and you think this is going to help the banks, you want to be involved with a coin that helps the bank, you're not going to do well on this. You're not going to do well because the banks may transition into becoming Bitcoin banks and stuff. This XRP stuff, and that's centralized, that they can make as much as they want to. Are banks even going to use that? I mean, people could, yeah, one bank used it or something. Anyway, it was interesting to run into someone who brought up Ripple to me and who was not that naive about it, but did admit that he totally got burnt by it and that he learned the hard way, but he still does own one Bitcoin. And I was like, okay, now, where do you don't have that Bitcoin on an exchange? And he just kind of smiled. And God. So there's smart people that are still, they buy the XRP, they get burnt. Then their Bitcoin, they're still keeping on some exchange somewhere. Come on, people. Strong-handed, think long-term. If you got burnt by the XRP, if you got burnt by anything and you still have a Bitcoin, buy yourself a Trezor, okay? Just get it off an exchange at least. Okay, moving on. Speaking about centralization, there's no doubt about what I'm about to talk about is centralized. This is an article by Arjun, and Arjun has been on my show before. And it's about Vinny Lingham's Civic token. And Vinny has been on my show before. He was on a famous show of mine. What was that? March the 17th of 2017. Go look up that This Week in Bitcoin at techbalt.com. You can follow me on Twitter at techbalt, TECHBALT, of course. So this article by Arjun, what is it called? Civic's token illustrates why companies masquerading as tokens will fail. And again, he talks about, I was very disappointed in Civic because I thought they were a good company to begin with. They were going to deal with identity fraud. And now I don't know what they're doing. They didn't need a token back then. He rips into it. He rips into Civic. So if you want to read that, I know there was some guy that commented on my videos. Why can't you say anything good about Civic? They did X, Y, Z. Dude, come on, man. You know what? I think Vinny Lingham is a very interesting character in this space. He's been around for a while. You know, reading some of his early stuff helped me out a lot, to tell you the truth. But I'm not going to say something about it. I'm not an ICO guy. I think I don't see a point of why it was even tokenized in the first place. So you can read Arjun's article. Wall Street Journal has an article with a really fudding type of a title. The popping of the crypto, well, first of all, it's called Make the Most of Your Failed Bitcoin Gamble. Sell now. So, okay, it does get deeper than that, but still be very careful here. The popping of the crypto bubble has been painful, but a quick sale and repurchase, if you choose, may lower your taxes. Okay, so first of all, I'm not a tax advisor. This person isn't like a certified tax advisor either, accountant or anything like that, from what I know. So be very careful. In theory, I guess if you paid a lot for your Bitcoin in fiat and you want a loss on your bit, let's say you paid 19,000 for a Bitcoin and you want a loss on your taxes this year, then you sell it at 4,000 and then you buy it right back at 4,000, then you can write off this year. But you see, the thing is, if you believe it's going to go, back to 20,000 again, and you're eventually going to sell, well, you're going to, how about if you sell shorter in less than a year? Then you pay short-term capital gains on that thing. Anyway, so here's the thing. Why even move it around? Why even call, when you're playing games like that, the IRS is going to pay closer attention to you. There's no doubt about it. Not that you're doing anything bad, but they're going to say, well, they're going to take a closer look at you. Maybe, oh, he bought some Ripple there, he bought some Ethereum there, he did this, that, and the other. He's playing all these games with us. We're gonna have a little bit of audit fun with him there, aren't we? Pound that like button, and they'll be pounding you butt good on that, won't they? But no. So don't. Do you need a loss now, or do you need a gain later? Or do you need a super gain later? And by the way, so if you bought it at 19,000 and you don't sell it, and then you sell it, and I am offended by selling, but you sell it for 20,000 to 21,000, then you just made a $1,000 profit. Then you just pay taxes on that 1,000. If you sell it now, you take some losses now, but then you rebuy it right away, and then you sell it for 21,000 later, then it's the difference between 4,000 and 21,000. And if it's a short time period, then it's short-term capital gains. Again, I am not a tax advisor. This article, I'm not a fan of this article. They're encouraging you to play games, legal games, but they're encouraging you to sell. How do they know if you sell that you will even be able to buy it back? There's a chance you're not. You could sell it, and then Coinbase could shut you off. Who knows? Again, I'm offended by selling. I'm a long-term holder. Don't value your wealth in fiat. You still have as much Bitcoin as you did before. And this article is not about that at all. This article is about valuing your wealth in fiat, not valuing your wealth in Bitcoin. And I do not concern myself with all these tax games, because I just hold my Bitcoin. Thus, and I'll worry about it when and if I ever sell it in the future, which of course will be after the 2020 halving. Of course. That's something that we preach on here. So I was at the Bitcoin Embassy in Tel Aviv tonight. That's why the show is a little late. And they were giving me some previews of the January 3rd party they're having here. Now, I want to stress this to everyone. There is a tweet, and it is linked to below. If you retweet this thing, and only like 107 people have retweeted it, you will be entered into a raffle. You retweet it without adding anything to it. You'll be entered into a raffle, and you will have a chance to win a plane ticket here to Tel Aviv to attend the party on January 3rd. This is a real thing. The contest, it ends in about 12 hours. So there is no harm by going to the links below, clicking on that Bitcoin Embassy tweet, and retweeting it. You could win. Now, so when I was there tonight, they showed me some toilet paper they have that has fake $100 bills on it. They stamp, as you can see, they stamp me with the stamp that Udi is going to be. Udi was on the show, as I said, on Friday, and I saw Udi there tonight. They stamped me with the scam stamp. They stamped me twice, so I could show everyone. Udi is going to be at the ICO booth, and he'll be giving people scam stamps or something like that. So there, actually, I have these scam stamps. I don't have the $100 bill toilet paper though. You have to go to the, and yeah, they were wearing some of those masks, those guy something masks, those white masks that all the financial rebels wear. I don't even know the name of that dude. Anyway, but so yeah, I linked to all that stuff below. Again, you got to retweet that thing now. The contest ends like in 10 hours or yeah, something like that. And all the event, and again, they have a lot of people are buying their tickets through Bitcoin. They value their wealth in Bitcoin there because the tickets are a lot cheaper if you buy with Bitcoin, and then even cheaper with Lightning Network than buying with fiat, than buying with dollars or with shekels. So they are hey man, there's some good guys over there. We had a fun time there tonight. Good guys and ladies. There's some ladies there too. There'll be ladies at the party, I guess. Of course, the ladies that were there tonight will be at the party, plus more. So I joined bitbacker.io, which is like a Patreon for crypto. I saw Vention joined it, so I was like, I better join it too. Why not? And then I tried to join Tallycoin, and I respect what they're doing over there. But Tallycoin said I needed to sign in through my Twitter and give them access to my. I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that. That's gonna. Maybe you guys can fix that and like not have that, because people aren't going to join if they have to like give up their Twitter. And some people will, but I'm going to talk more about that in a second. Yeah, I'll talk about Jordan Peterson and Patreon more or whatever in a second. So pound that like button, subscribe to this channel, follow me at TechBalt, TechBalt on Twitter. Oh yeah, so I linked to my Bitbacker. I'm Bitcoin Meister on there. I'm also Bitcoin Meister on Steemit. This show is live on Steemit right this second. So CoinDesk has an article that backed it probably will be delayed again. It won't be January 24th. And that just reminded me that one thing you can be sure of in cryptocurrency is that when they announce a date, it's going to be delayed. If there's something big in crypto and there's a date, it's going to be delayed. You can basically count on that. Like add that to your long-term thinking. Don't get hyped up about a date. When you hear a date, say it's going to be delayed. So you don't. So you put it even further. Just delay gratification on it immediately. You hear January 24th, just think like March or something, or think 2020. All right. So that back reminds us of that. I actually linked to a CoinDesk article there. I mean, the whole point of me mentioning it is that this is a lesson for all of Bitcoin and crypto. Dates change. They get delayed when they're big, and and usually it involves a third party, a centralized third party. Yeah, add that one to your repertoire. What's this? Bitcoin. Okay, Bull Bitcoin. Francis tweets out, "Hey Jordan Peterson, we are a Canadian Bitcoin company and would love to help in any way possible with your Patreon woes. You can have a similar incentivized paywall via something like Tallycoin and then pay expenses directly with Bitcoin via my bills." Okay, I thought that was awesome that Bull Bitcoin Francis reached out to Jordan Peterson. I retweeted that. It's linked to below. Everyone should go retweet that right now. Let's get Jordan. Again, I said I've got my issues with Tallycoin here. Let's just get Jordan Peterson aware of Bitcoin, crypto, and that he doesn't have to do Patreon. He can jump into Bitcoin, and maybe this will turn the tide. So Bitcoin is the apex savings mechanism. Okay, it's at the top of the pyramid of savings mechanisms out there, because and Tone Vase points this out in a tweet. He says, great interview with Mustat Murad and A by A Pompilano. Interesting takeaway. This is a takeaway Tone had. Not having money like Bitcoin has prevented people from saving in a store of value, and it's been replaced by real estate and stocks/bonds. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting take on what's been going on all these years. That people are looking for a store of value. They are looking for the best savings mechanism possible. But in this days of dollar printing off the gold standard, that the dollar is off the gold standard, people have tried to get a return or beat inflation, not by, well, at least in the last couple decades, not by keeping your money in a bank in a savings account, paying some minuscule savings interest rate, but instead they've been putting it into real estate and stocks and bonds. Now they have a real store of value. Now they have the apex of savings mechanisms, the top of the pyramid of savings mechanisms. It's also the apex predator. Yeah. So store your value in Bitcoin now instead of real estate and stocks and bonds. How about that? How about that? And again, I've mentioned in many of my videos how I've been involved in real estate, and I'm not involved in real estate at all now, at all, other than I own a mortgage on a house. And that's all. Well, that's just for a whole nother show. I don't own a house. I own a mortgage. And if you don't know what that means, then don't worry. Don't get into real estate. All right. Yeah. So that was great. And by the way, people have asked me, and it just shows you how new some people are to this space. They're like, has Tone Vays ever been on your show before? Yeah, he's been on the show plenty of times. Just go to techbalt.com to some of my older This Week in Bitcoins, and you can see Tone Vays on this show. Only this, I think he was on the second This Week in Bitcoin show ever. And also, of course, I mentioned Murad has been on much more recent This Week in Bitcoin shows. So we talked about the Facebook coin, how Facebook is going to have speaking about This Week in Bitcoin show, on this past This Week in Bitcoin show from 2 days ago. We talked about the Facebook stable coin, and the panel and I we weren't too excited that it's another stable coin. Facebook isn't going to save crypto. But Alistair Milne has a tweet out there that made me think a little bit more about this. And again, when we talked about Facebook, I wasn't even prepared to talk about the Facebook coin. Like, I had just heard about it like 2 minutes before the show went live. And it was funny. I told what's his face not to curse. And the first thing he said, he curses on my show, right? Oh, it was hilarious. I said, what do you think about the Facebook coin? He's like, it's bull, boop, right away. And you can see I start laughing my butt off. But anyway, I wasn't prepared much to talk about it. And but Alistair went into seeing this tweet makes me think a little bit more. Crypto Twitter moaning about Facebook launching its own stable coin. Me, Alistair, imagining the effect of a billion user fiat gateway for Bitcoin and the rest of crypto. So what he's implying there is that some of these people are going to get this stable coin, this Facebook stable coin, and some of them aren't going to want to hold it anymore, but they're going to know it's a cryptocurrency, and there's going to be some way to trade it into Bitcoin. So I think that is a positive. So maybe it will get some people into Bitcoin. We're going to have to see how this develops. If there will be, I would assume there would be an exchange that would exchange your Facebook coin for Bitcoin. Maybe you could even do it on Facebook. That would be awesome. But I just get set. When I hear about these stable coins, I think it's just like stable coin overkill we're at here. Really. It's the altcoin flavor of the month, all stable coins. And again, people, altcoin flavor of the month. I've talked about this concept for a while. They come and go. Stellar, Ripple, Schmipple, Nipple. I mean, whatever. And people are like, what do you think about this? What do you think about oh god, I forgot that one's name. They brought up to me in Korea. I mean, that was a year ago now. The Meshi one. Who cares? It's great. I can't remember it. That's awesome. All right, so moving on. This is an article that Simon Dixon tweeted out like a week ago, but I didn't notice it until now. And you can read it. Almost all the top 25 exchanges fake their trading volume except Binance and Bitfinex. Yeah, good luck, traders. Have fun. What a wild, wild west this crypto world is. But yeah, and again, that party in Tel Aviv, I will be there if you get your free ticket. If you win the contest, or if you buy a ticket there, I'll be there. I'll be live streaming. Hopefully it won't be too loud. IOTA was the flavor of the month that I was talking about, that I heard that people were asking me about in Korea, in South Korea, whatever you want to call it, a year ago. It was cold in Seoul. Pound that like button. But in Busan, it wasn't as cold. All right. What else do we have here? Here, this is a tweet from Skate Monkey 420. Great name, dude. Think you own your money? Try to take it. Think you own your house? Don't pay your property taxes for a few years and find out who really owns it. Now let's talk about Bitcoin on your Trezor. They can't take it away from you. No one can take it away from you. They can say that I heard you own some Bitcoin there. They can't take it from you. Unlike your house, if you don't pay your property taxes, you'll find out real quick that in the end of the day, the government owns your house if you don't pay your property tax, and they will take it. They will confiscate it. And I have seen that happen before. I mean, again, I've been involved. I've looked at Baltimore City tax lien auctions for a very long time. And yeah, it happens all the time. And again, think you own your money, try to take it. You can't, if you want to move a substantial amount of money out of a bank, they're going to start asking you questions. Why do you need this cash? Why? Why do they even need to know why? It's yours, isn't it? Or is it yours? How about if there's a bank bail-in? Is it really, can you stop them from doing a bank bail-in? No. There's your big difference there. There's your big difference from Bitcoin. That was a good tweet. Going back to that Facebook coin, I just wanted to share this Matt Odell thought. My guess is Facebook will launch their token on Stellar. Either that or launch their own in-house Ripple Stellar style network. It won't compete with Bitcoin, and it will presumably make Bitcoin onboarding easier. So again, yeah, they're going to want some centralized mechanism to control it and everything. Great. Don't mess with it. But in theory, it will make Bitcoin onboarding easier. We shall see. We shall see. I have no desire to, or no need or desire to mess with some Facebook coin. Look at that, because it's basically that. It's basically what's been stamped on my arm there. Oh God, it's centralized to say the least. You know, I don't like to use the word scam though. It's not there's legitimate. BitConnect is a scam. There you go. BitConnect is a scam. The Facebook coin is some centralized, unnecessary middleman. Finally, here's an awesome tweet from Guy Bennett. And he's describing the show, the This Week in Bitcoin show from Friday. Great show with TechBalt today. My favorite line was when UK Bitcoin Master said, "I'm sort of quite boring on a show like this. Oftentimes the truth isn't sexy. A friend asked what I learned after hundreds of hours of researching crypto. I said only 5 words: buy Bitcoin and don't sell." And you know what? You're absolutely right. There are a lot of complexities to cryptocurrency. There's a lot of different directions you can go with it. But UK Bitcoin Master definitely he keeps it easy. He keeps it simple so the newbies can can just, they don't get distracted by all that crypto noise out there. Because again, there are a lot of interesting, complicated things you can get into, but then like there's a lot of crypto noise that is completely nonsense. And you're right, Guy Bennett. Buy Bitcoin and don't sell. It's that simple. And that is something that UK Bitcoin Master preaches. And that's why I like to have that kind of voice on my show. A guy that just gets down to the point and says, you know, this is it. I'm not a technical guru. I didn't know about Bitcoin 2 years ago, but I do know that it's a store of value, and that you don't value your wealth in Bitcoin. Don't worry about that fiat price. All right. And, have a strong hand. Don't panic before the 2020 halving. We're going to laugh. We're going to look back and laugh at $4,000, just as we look back and laugh at $400. Bitcoin has always gotten back to its all-time fiat high, but who cares about fiat? Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Pound that like button. Bang that bell button if you need a reminder when I go live. Click on those squares that you see up there if you're watching this taped, to see some of my past videos. And look, Josh Kohout just sent $1.99. Thanks for your efforts, Adam. 2020 and beyond. Hey, dude, that's a great way to end the show. I'll see you guys.